What's going on, all you wild extraterrestrial enthusiasts? It's your two favorite critics back here. I'm Uncle Logan. That's my good mate over there.
I'm Henry Hill, and we are back tonight to review the brand new Jordan Peele science fiction / horror film. What film are we talking about, Logan?
Nope.
Nope.
Uncle Jordan Peele is back for his third film. Been really anticipated and excited about this for some time since they kind of showed a glimpse, the teaser poster behind us. That's all that was released. And like, we had our theories on the podcast with the Cinephellas boys. A lot of us thought UFOs, and we're pretty much right in this film. And the setup of it's really cool. Basically introducing OJ's character, played by none other than Daniel Kaluuya, returning in the third film. Love this actor. He's like basically De Niro with Scorsese at this point. He's going to be showing up in every one of Jordan Peele's movies. The intro, with introducing OJ's character and his father, Keith David, which is no stranger to horror movies. Something bad happens to the father, and it really sets up the rest of the film.
Yeah, this one started out a little wacky. We had that whole scene with this monkey that basically is on, some sort of set. It looks like a TV set. And he apparently, has gone crazy, gone ape shit, we'll say, killed a bunch of people on the set. And so it shows this like monkey attack before the film even starts. So you're like, right away, you're like, what's this? Like, I don't get it. But it, that whole monkey side story will be revisited later. But it really sets the tone for this movie. It's a different kind of movie from Jordan Peele this time. It's not straight up horror. He's really embracing the sci-fi aspect of this one. And a lot of, what's going on in the world today with UFOs or UAPs, as they're now calling them, trying to get away some of the stigma with aliens and all that. But as, we know in the news lately, they've even been saying, yeah, we've seen some things. We've seen the videos. There's a really good video from the Navy where they tracked, one of these, who knows what it is. But it was, an aircraft basically defying the laws of physics, moving so fast, being able to go underwater, basically without a splash. So, a lot of crazy science fiction aspects are brought into Jordan Peele's movie, and he embraces a lot of that and a lot of the lore, obviously, of UFOs and people that have said they've been abducted, and everybody has their story of seeing one up in the sky. But this movie is basically a love letter to all those movies, and it also takes a couple cues from some other classic movies, it really feels like a blockbuster film right away.
Well, it's shot in IMAX camera, so it's very big. The scope's massive, but just the cinematography wise, it's a beautiful looking movie. I love the way that Peele went about this with a Western feel, which the other previous movies, he didn't really do that like a horror movie. This is a sci-fi Western. It really sets up a great atmosphere out on this ranch in the Santa Clarita Valley. OJ's dad passes away, so he has to run this horse ranch. And what they basically do, what they're known for, is bringing in horses for TV and movie productions into Hollywood. So they raise horses, and he's a horse wrangler, I guess you would call it. And he brings in his sister Emerald, played by Keke Palmer, which brings in a really high voltage, energetic performance. Probably my favorite character in the film.
I'd say so too. Yeah, she really brings the energy, has all the good one-liners, and she, whereas OJ's, pretty quiet for the most part, she's always quick to, kind of speak for her brother, and kind of, she's trying to put herself out there too into Hollywood, when they're talking with this director who's trying to give OJ these directions, and he's kind of getting pissed. Then she kind of comes in, and she really, it's an energetic and fun performance from Keke Palmer. But basically what happens from that whole, being on that set, it kind of, gets him involved with this director that later on is going to cut the story when they start seeing, obviously, some UFOs happen one night, and especially after what happened to their father. Then OJ, the first, visions of him being able to see this aircraft up in the sky, it's moving really fast. It's going behind the clouds. Some weird stuff's happening on the ranch. And it all starts with, all these horses. And for each kind of horse or different creature that they covered, the movie's kind of split into chapters. So it starts with the first horse, and then, every 10 minutes or so, you're getting a new kind of, section of the story. It's really cool how Jordan Peele shot this movie, and, introduces kind of the aspect of, all these what do aliens look like? And there's that great scene in the beginning where you kind of think that he's showing us what these aliens could look like. It ends up to be something totally different. But I like how he, is slow to show things in the movie, even from what we saw in the trailer, and we all thought that we were spoiled, and to a certain extent we were, but there was a lot of things in this film that he was, cleverly able to slowly unveil over the whole movie, and that's what keeps you invested the whole time.
I was so pissed when I saw the last trailer before Thor with actually seeing the UFO. They shouldn't have released that in the trailer. There was so much mystery to it, it kind of ruins that. But obviously, there's so much more in this film with being a really great writer and director, Jordan Peele. But it did spoil some aspects of the film that it wasn't as shocking. If I wouldn't have known about that and went into the movie, I would have been super surprised and loved the way they did it. Still had a great time with this. With them coming across all these experiences out on this ranch, seeing the UFO chilling in the cloud. They notice like a cloud's not moving for like many days. How often do you look up in the sky and look at a cloud? It's something that you would probably miss. I would at least.
Mhm.
So that was kind of a cool aspect to that. And then noticing a lot of weird stuff happening around the ranch, losing power. They're listening to music. It all slows down, and just a lot of weird, really great mystery behind this. It really builds a really creepy atmosphere.
I love how Jordan Peele filmed this movie. It feels like a huge event. He's really able to capture that ranch and like the vastness of the valleys there, and where the UFO would swoop down, or we won't necessarily say UFO, but whatever it is, that's coming in this movie, is, seemingly hiding behind this cloud. And he, him and his sister Emerald, they think, what's gonna give us the recognition that we deserve. Their descendants, basically from the first movie ever made, seemingly, with their relative. I think one of their grandparents was, a jockey in one of the first films, motion pictures, basically, and it's of their grandfather riding this horse, and you get the first, motion picture, which they show in the movie. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's their great grandfather.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I love how they tie everything together really cool, but they keep everything mysterious, and you're wondering where all these different stories are going. But Jordan Peele really masterfully blends them together and gives you a lot in this movie. We also get some interesting casting choices, and stars that wouldn't normally be the star of a movie. Like we see Steven Yeun. He's popped up in a lot of movies lately, but obviously everybody still knows him mainly from The Walking Dead. And he's able to give a performance outside, what we've seen him in thus far in this movie. And his side story obviously has to do with that monkey we were talking about at the beginning, Gordy. Basically, when he was a child star, and he had this run-in, a very strange occurrence, we'll say, with Gordy. But all these little side stories and how they're able to balance that and, keep the focus on the big reveal at the end was really well done. We don't want to spoil too much, but, I really had a great time with this movie. I have to say, I don't know, Get Out and Us felt, I think I appreciated the horror aspect a little more with those, but I was expecting a little bit more horror with this, maybe. That'd be my only complaint, but everything else I thought was really well done. The pace, the music, the acting, especially from Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer. Those two were great. I just loved everything about the movie. I had a great time. I was invested throughout. My eyes were glued to the screen. I couldn't wait to see what happens. And with what we did finally see unveil, I thought it was, an interesting take, something we hadn't seen before. You kind of expect one thing with what they're going to reveal, and it's a really cool nod to some other summer blockbusters, we'll say, as well, as some other movies that it's an obvious tip of the cap to from Jordan Peele as director.
You could tell he's paying homage to Steven Spielberg here in M. Night Shyamalan, because I felt, Close Encounters, Jaws meets Signs, definitely paying some love to those directors without giving too much away, but you can definitely feel the vibe he's going for, and it really paid off for him. I thought, for me personally, I think this is my favorite Peele movie at this point. Didn't care for Get Out that much. I liked Us a lot, obviously Santa Carla, but I like this movie a little more just because I love the whole Western atmosphere to it, something completely different that he hasn't done yet. And lately just watching a lot of Westerns, it really created a cool atmosphere living out there, experiencing a lot of weird shit in the sky. In the middle of nowhere, really created a cool atmosphere, and I like what they did with that. Also, having these great side stories and side characters. Stephen Yeun was fantastic playing Ricky, that child star. dealing with this traumatic event, and then being out, in the mountains, having his own ranch and having his like little Wild West theme park there too, and some conflict with him and OJ and his sister in this movie. But a lot of great characters, the whole atmosphere, everything looked beautiful to me. I had a really great time with this. I thought I was gonna go in and pretty much know everything, but it really had some cool surprises and twists along the way, and a lot of messages to be looked at in this film, and a lot of things that Jordan Peele's trying to say, a lot of social commentary per usual. It's a movie you really have to pay attention to, and maybe a film you have to watch a few times to really grasp everything it's thrown at you. But with that being said, I love Jordan Peele's brand new film Nope. It's currently playing in theaters, and I'm going to give Nope a 4 out of 5 Kiki Palmer hair pieces.
Nope was the perfect summer movie to kind of cap things off for a busy July and a busy couple months of introduction into these big blockbusters. The first, huge science fiction film, and it being Jordan Peele, he makes movies that are events now every year, and it felt big. And I, was really looking forward to this film. We'd been talking about it ever since it'd been announced, and seeing the first kind of artwork for it, each, given our theories, what was going to happen. But, he exceeded those expectations, for me. The only little aspect that I thought it was going to be a little bit more horror in it, but, that's not a big complaint for me. It definitely exceeded my expectations and kept the mystery up until the end of the film. I was intrigued the whole time, had a great time with it. I'm definitely going to have to watch this again, try to see if I can understand some of the, Easter eggs that were shown and kind of the hidden meanings behind everything. And that's the sign of a really solid movie for me. So with that being said, I am going to give Jordan Peele's Nope a 4 out of 5 Jordan Peele hair pieces.
So we're interested in hearing from you guys. What did you like about Nope? What didn't you like about it? What's your favorite Jordan Peele movie? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to click subscribe. Also, check out these wild ET enthusiasts on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for the latest, greatest TV movie news and reviews.
So we had a great time with Jordan Peele's Nope. I knew this movie would be right up my mate here, Logan's alley. He loves all the UFOs. He loves the X-Files. Yep. He's always been about that life. He's been out west. He's probably seen a few.
I have.
He's got some stories, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
As do a lot of people, and it's interesting to see the government, acknowledging the appearance of these people, seeing them. And I think there's something else out there. I really do. Now more than ever, whether it be, creatures looking like aliens with big eyes or not, or, even other dimensions out there, maybe, who knows, maybe even us or descendants of us coming to try to warn us about something that's going to happen. Anything's possible, really. And that's why we really enjoyed this movie, Nope. It's very imaginative and makes you think. And so that's going to wrap up our review of Jordan Peele's Nope. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, we're going to be back very soon with some great TV shows and movies to review. So until the next Cinephellas movie review, I'm Uncle Henry Hill. That's my good mate over there.
I'm Gordy.
We're signing out here from the hills in California. Until the next Cinephellas movie review. Cheers!
Oh. 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 Midwest.